Oh, make no mistake about it. Henry Ruggs is my number one guy in this draft. He's the guy I want to trade up and get. He's that perfect for the Eagles, in my opinion. Now, that said, if he's gone, if you can't make a trade, if Jefferson's off the board at 21, I have no issue with the Eagles trading back in this draft.
Yo, everybody, dude, King Dingbat here. So today we have come with the hell is that? It's a big ass dog. Dallas still stinks.
Yo, everybody, doing King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day, a great Monday. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're not getting caught up in all the panic of the coronavirus like Mark Homer. I hope you guys are relaxing. It's going to be okay. Let me tell you this. It is crazy out there, though. I got to tell you. I was at Costco today. No toilet paper, no paper towels, no wipes, no disinfectant. They got crap. It's insane. You know, me, I didn't have to worry because I prepared like a month and a half ago. I said, I better get this stuff now because everybody's going to panic, make a huge deal of it, and then they're not going to have anything at the store when I need it. So I'm good to go. I can sit back, I can relax, and things are going to be okay. It ain't the end of the world. It ain't the apocalypse. So just relax, have fun. If you're quarantined, then hang out with Philly 500. I'll be making a lot of videos for you coronavirus victims. Now, I was issued a challenge. I was issued a bet by Mark Holmes, who needs a carbohydrate. He challenged me to a bet, and the bet is basically this. He wants to bet me that the Eagles have no chance to win the NFC East this year, that they can't win it, that they won't do it, and if they don't win the NFC East, I am not allowed to have eggnog next season. Next Christmas season, no eggnog for Philly 500. And he thought he was going to put that bet out there and thought I was going to get scared. But I ain't scared. I ain't scared. So I accept your bet, Mark Homer. I accept it. I accept it. Now, what I want in return when we do win the division, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to think on it for a little bit. I'm going to come up with something good. I want you people to put in the comment section what I should get out of it from him. Think of something good, because I can't have the nectar of the gods all Christmas season because of him. I don't think so. But I accept his bet. But I'm going to wait a few days to decide what I want him to do in return. However, I accept. Eagles are winning the division next year. That's the truth. Now, speaking of future NFC East champions, we know that the number one guy that they're going after in free agency, according to every report we've read, is going to be Byron Jones. It's going to be Byron Jones. And I tell you, I'm having a hard time with it. I'm having a hard time with it. And I'm not saying he's a bad player. I know he's good. But he's a stinking cowboy. You know what I mean? I think of Orlando Stink Trick, whatever the hell his name was. What a bum. Remember DeMarco Murray? What a bum. You know, they don't work out when they come from Dallas to Philly. So I do kind of not like it. However, I am starting to accept the fact that the reality of the situation is most likely the Eagles are going to go after him and possibly have a really good chance of signing him. So, you know, I'm going to have to get used to it. I'm going to have to accept it. And I'm going to have to get behind it. I mean, it will improve our secondary. No question about it. He will improve the secondary. And I know the Eagles like Byron Jones coming out of the draft. I know they liked him. I know they had him in for visits and things like that. So it's not surprising that they would go after him. But here's an interesting thing that has been going around the last few days that I wanted to talk about yesterday, but I didn't put it on the video because I just didn't want to make it a 15-minute video. So, anyways, when it comes to Byron Jones, it looks like the two teams that are going to be going after him the hardest is going to be the Eagles and the stinking Giants. The stinking Giants! And here's the thing. The Giants have like $73 million of cap space. we've got like $43 million, according to Over the Cap. So we're at $43 million under the cap, and they're $73 million under the cap. They can outbid us. Them stinking Giants can't beat us on the field, but they may be able to beat us in a bidding war, okay? And here's my thoughts on it. I say, bid their ass up. Bid it to like $18 million a year, and then pull that shit back. And let the Giants get stuck with him. That's what I want to see happen. I want the Giants to win that bidding war, because that's a lot of money. It's just a lot of money to pay Byron Jones, 28-year-old corner. I would rather take a chance, have Byron Jones sign with the Giants after bidding them up, and then go get James Bradbury. Maybe he's a little cheaper. Maybe you get him at like $14.5, $15 million, something like that. I think he's younger than Byron Jones anyways. Do it. That's a better outcome for me. I don't know what's going to happen. Byron Jones is probably going to be an Eagle or a Giant in the next few weeks. I don't know. I heard the Jets are also interested. I'm sure there are going to be other teams. He could be a lot of money. And I just think that we're talking about tons of money. And we're talking about a team that has had bad luck in recent years signing corners. Now, I'm not saying you should be scared and let that scare you off. But the combination of that and him being a Cowboy, I don't know, man. I don't feel good about it. You know what I mean? But I know he's a very talented player, a great athlete. And if the Eagles sign him, I'm gonna have to find it in my heart to like him. What can I do? Especially if he can prove that he would be loyal to the Eagles and not the satanic star that them damn Dallas Cowboys who sacrifice tons of chickens wear all the time. So we'll have to see. But bidding war between the Eagles and Giants is very likely. I say bid the Giants' ass up and then pull that back and let them get stuck with them, not us. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the draft, okay? Because I have talked so much about trading up for Henry Ruggs. And yes, he is my number one target. I firmly believe that Henry Ruggs gets a bad rap by a lot of people. I think people see him for his 4.27 40 and they say, oh, he's just a speed guy. He's a one-dimensional speed guy. But I don't see Henry Ruggs as a one-dimensional speed guy. I think Henry Ruggs is a good wide receiver who is going to be a good wide receiver who happens to run a 4.27. Okay? That's why I like him so much. I think he's going to be a very good wide receiver in this league. And I would trade up for him. He remains my number one target. Now, when I look at the first round of the draft, I think that there are going to be 5 wide receivers that will go. You have, of course, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, who I basically have as 1 and 1A. Okay, I have them very closely ranked. My third ranked wide receiver is Henry Ruggs. And the reason I talk about him more than the other 2 guys is because I think it would cost too much for the Eagles to go up and get Lamb, to go up and get Jeudy. But I think Henry Ruggs is in their ballpark where they can make a decent trade and not give too much. That's why I always talk about Henry Ruggs. But he's the third wide receiver. The fourth wide receiver is none other than Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson blew me away at the Combine. And I think that, especially, let's say you go out and you sign Perryman. Let's say this Eagles sign Perryman on the outside and you get Justin Jefferson, you want to play him in the slot. The Eagles need a slot receiver as well as an outside receiver. They need an outside receiver and a slot wide receiver. And eventually you're going to need to replace Deshaun Jackson too. That's why I would take 2 out of the first 3 picks that I have would be wide receiver in this draft. Like first and third receiver. Maybe first and second, depending upon who it is. But I think the Eagles need to get better at wide receiver. And like I said, if you get let's say you get a Robbie Anderson or a Perryman on the outside, draft Justin Jefferson, okay? Especially if you can't trade up. If he's there at 21, Justin Jefferson, and you couldn't get up to get Ruggs, then you got to take him at 21. That's what I would do. I would take Jefferson at 21 if I can't get up to get Ruggs. So my first target, Henry Ruggs. My second target would be Justin Jefferson. Now, Justin Jefferson could very well go in the top 22. There is a possibility, and I'm not saying it's great, but there is a legitimate possibility that he could be gone by the time the Eagles pick at 21. You could see Lamb. Let's say he goes to the Jets. Let's say the Raiders take Jeudy. Let's say Ruggs goes to Denver. Let's say Jefferson could be an interest for the Cowboys. Who knows? What happens if they lose Amari Cooper? It's all possible. It's very possible that 4 wide receivers could go before the Eagles even pick at 21. This is why I think you have to trade up. However, if you get into a situation where you're at 21 and 4 of those receivers are off the board, there is one other receiver in this draft that I believe will go in the first round, and that is Denzel Mims. Okay, I'm very impressed with Denzel Mims. I liked him before the combine. I thought he was more of a late second, third round pick. But after his combine, after his cone drill, after him running a 4.38 on the 40, 6'3", 207 pounds, he's going to go in the first round. And this kid is going to be very good. And if I'm the Eagles, I have a decision to make. Do I take Denzel Mims at 21? Or do I think I can get him and trade back a few picks and then take him? And I think they could. I think Mims goes somewhere between 25 and 32. So if I'm the Eagles and Ruggs, Judy Lamb off the board, Ruggs off the board, you couldn't trade up for him, and somehow Justin Jefferson goes off the board, if I'm the Eagles at 21 at that point, I ain't touching T. Higgins. I'll tell you that. Because I think he's going to run like a 4.6 or 4.7. Okay? But what I would do is at 21, I would look to move back maybe like 23, 24, and then I would draft Denzel Mims, maybe pick up another player. Okay, that's what I would do, no question about it. Now, the other scenario that possibly could happen is, let's say Justin Jefferson is there at 21 and you don't trade up to get Ruggs, so you haven't made any trades, but you take Justin Jefferson at 21, and then the draft is going as, however it's going to fall, and you see late in the first round, early second, that Denzel Mims is still there. Let's say he's still in there, early second. Somehow he falls out. I would trade back up from my second up to the late first, early second, and then I would take Denzel Mims. So I would get Justin Jefferson and then Denzel Mims. Especially if Denzel Mims somehow falls into the second round, I got to trade up and get him. Unless, the only way I wouldn't is if I traded up for Henry Ruggs. But if I took Justin Jefferson, let's say, at 21, and Mims falls into the second round, I'm trading back up and I'm snagging him, because I think he's going to be a stud. Now, the big knock that you hear on Denzel Mims, especially recently, is the conference that he played in. Is there enough competition? Is he truly being tested? I'm not worried about that with Denzel Mims. I think the guy is a legitimate stud, okay? My biggest dilemma when it comes to Denzel Mims is trying to figure out where he'll fall, because I think that 21 is probably a little too early for him, but it may not be. You may have to just take him at 21. And if I'm the Eagles and I can't trade back, and let's say Ruggs and Jefferson are off the board, at 21 and I can't get back to get anybody or to get another pick and then take Denzel Mims, I'll take him at 21. I mean, pretty much I'm locked and loaded with going wide receiver in this draft in the first round. I said 5 wide receivers I believe will be gone in the first round, and then even more are going to go before the Eagles pick in the second round. And if the Eagles wait to draft a wide receiver, in the second round, you're talking about 5 wide receivers off the board in the first, and probably another 4 or 5 wide receivers off the board before the Eagles pick in the second round. It's too many. I got to take a wide receiver at 21. I can't wait. Hopefully it's trade up, get Henry Ruggs. If it's not and you're at 21, that's got to be either Justin Jefferson or Denzel Mims. Those are my thoughts on it. What are yours? Let me know in the comment section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.